Hi everyone. Hello. Happy Thursday. I am sorry I'm a few minutes late. I couldn't find my hearts. That will make more sense to you in a minute. But for right now, welcome. I'm so happy to see you. This is actually our normal go live night, isn't it? So, oh, yay. Here I am again. I'm kind of getting addicted to this going live every night thing, but I don't think I can keep up the pace. But we're going to enjoy it for the next couple of nights. So I am so happy to have you here with me. Let me just indulge me for 1 minute. Let me pull up the big screen. Make sure you can see everything as I want you to see it. Don't want to go through this and have things cut off, right? Because we want to see all the beautiful colors, especially this week, because we are talking all about Stampin' Up's new 21 to 23 in colors. And that means, for those of you who haven't been familiar with Stampin' Up or Stampin' Up's in colors, that means that we get to enjoy coordinated products in these 5 new colors for the next 2 years. And we are going to find out that they go together well with each other, as well as the other 45 colors in Stampin' Up's beautiful array of colors. So anyway, tonight we are using Pale Papaya, and I will tell you, this is my personal favorite. Yes, I know, surprising. I don't think one of you guessed it the other night when we were chatting about it. You all guessed Fresh Freesia, which was a very good guess. But once I got the products here, kind of a funny story. So once I got the products here, I immediately loved it, and I was thinking, I don't know why, but I just feel so comfortable around this color. And might be a little crooked there, sorry. Anyway, and so finally I got the products. I was holding up the cardstock in my craft room and I realized, oh, I'm so comfortable with it because my 4 walls in my craft room are painted this color, seriously. It's kind of funny. So of course I love it. I will post a picture of that little comparison and you will see it is pretty much the cardstock version of my craft walls. It is a very bright paint color for such a small room, but really there are so many, you know, it's a typical craft room, right? Things are, I have lots of bookshelves and lots of organization in here, so you actually only see little peaks of it. So I like it. So anyway, of course, this is going to be my favorite color, right? Jean says she's sure that this is her favorite color also. Hello, everyone. Stampin' with Nutsy Nancy. Hello, Nutsy Nancy. You sound fun. She says, hello from beautiful, sunny, and warm Western Washington. Oh, well, you better enjoy that. You're right. Sometimes it doesn't rain. I'm glad you like the new in colors. There's Kathy. Hello. Jean's watching from North Dakota, and Amy Todd. Hello, Amy, watching from up north and watching from my neighborhood. And she has shared the video, and Kathy's already shared. I thank you so much for sharing, and just like I've said the other nights, I just appreciate it so much. And you clicking the share button means a lot to my small business. You get the word out about Stampin' Up and the Stamping Zoo and how much fun we have over here. And you never know, you might have a crafter in your virtual midst, and not even know it. So thank you so much for doing that. And as a thank you for doing that this week, I will be giving away 10 little packages of spring in the form of flower seeds. So there's going to be 2. I'm going to draw 2 names from everyone that shares each night. And tonight's going to be these Velvet Queen sunflowers. They are not Pale Papaya, but they're kind of hot tropical like the Pale Papaya. So I will, again, and they'll be decorated. Get a little behind on the decorations, if you can imagine, which is one reason why I can't go live every night. But they will be decorated similarly to this, only in tonight's in color. And I'll be sending them out next week so you can get a little bit of fun from this for your own little yard, all you have to do, like I said, is just share these videos and then pop back in and post that you've shared. I need you to do that because sometimes I can't see who has shared because of privacy permissions. So just makes it easy for me, and I appreciate that. And I don't want to miss anybody into the putting anyone into the drawing that has shared. So, okay, my goodness, 4th night already. I'm kind of sad about that. But let's enjoy it. I don't know why I'm getting sad already. You know what? I shouldn't be sad at all because we're just beginning to enjoy the fun of all of these colors. Okay, so with that, let's do a little color comparison, right? So let's see if I can get some of that in. I can't ever get the whole thing in, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be writing this down or anything because all you need to do is sign up for my email. If you go to thestampingzoo.com, there will be a little pop-up menu. It's sort of purple. And it pops up and asks you if you'd like to get zoo news, I believe. So if you just put your name and email in there, you will be getting each night this week a PDF with comparisons and companion colors for each of our in colors. So I hope you've been enjoying that, and it certainly was fun to put them together. I put them together over the weekend, and they've been quite helpful when I stopped to make my creations. So that's what I kind of hope, is that you find them helpful as well. And then of course, make up your own color combinations. You know, just use mine as a starting point. So Mary Lou, thank you for sharing. And the same with Cheryl. All right. Oh, we're already connecting on here. See, that's the fun part of it. Okay, so let's look at how Pale Papaya compares to our other yellows and oranges. Okay, those are, oh, sorry. I thought I cut out 2 of the same one immediately, and then I realized, no, I'm fine. Okay. They get a little confusing, right? Even I confuse myself. Okay, so we have got Bumblebee. Okay. Crushed Curry. These are probably, in my opinion, they are the closest colors in our color collection. But still, when I'm working with them, I can tell the difference. So, Bumblebee, Crushed Curry. Daffodil Delight, So Saffron, maybe I shouldn't have those all so close. So Saffron, and I am missing one heart I can see right now. Let me just grab the paper because it's a favorite. Let's see here. Of course, can I grab it quickly? No. Here we go. And Mango Melody. The truth be told, when I'm not thinking about my craft room colors, I prefer to eat mangoes over papayas. But that's where it stops. Otherwise, I like this Pale Papaya. Okay, so there's kind of our yellow oranges. Woo! And then this is Mango Melody. All right, so then if we look at other kind of companion colors, this is kind of in the same range, but this is Pumpkin Pie. Okay, this is Very Vanilla. This is another color that I like with the warmer Very Vanilla. Then we have Calypso Coral. I really like that combination. We have Old Olive, which I thought would be a really good green with Pale Papaya. I'm sure you'll be using it with your floral type stamps and things like that. And finally, Soft Suede. And I am going to be creating tonight using Soft Suede as our little accompaniment. Thank you, Jill, for sharing, and so nice to see you. Oh gosh, these Western Washington ladies, they're all connecting. I love it. Well, Roz lives just about as far as you can live from Western Washington and still be in the United States, but her people are there. Her kids are there. Okay, so I don't know if you have any favorites, combos, shout them out. or if you might like to see another comparison, please let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to pull the cardstock. Guess what? I have every color sitting right behind me. So, and it's not difficult at all. You could add early espresso. You know what? I kept thinking about that one too, Donna. Definitely. Anything kind of dark like that. See? Oh, that almost looks like a cookie or something. I don't know. Yeah, Cheryl, that's great because I really like the soft suede with it too. So, black. I don't think I'd use black. And I don't love, for me, my eye, I don't love grays with it. It's more of it goes better with the browns, right? And definitely not Mary Merlot. I don't know. Somebody could probably make that look good, but that is not what immediately comes to mind. Okay, so let's make some cards, right? It's kind of what we're here for. Well, we're here for all of this, but okay, so I came on late because I misplaced these hearts. I was like, where have they gone? Of course, I looked under every piece of paper, and you think what you're seeing is a beautifully clean desk? Ha! Oh, you don't know what the margins look like, my friends. It is like, I need like some paper pumpkins to hold the sides back. So anyway, I had placed these, I had cut them early and placed them up away from everything else, like a sane person would. And then I was in a rush, and of course I immediately thought that I must have thrown them away or something. So for once I didn't throw them away. Goodness. All right, I will bring in some paper for us because we are going to do a little stamping. Of course. Put those stamps to paper. That's what we love to do. If you have never stamped before, you just need to remember to take a sip. You just need stamps, ink, and paper. That's it. That's all you need to get started with this delightful, wonderful, soul-soothing hobby that so many of us love. The hobby of paper crafting. Okay. Kind of, I gave myself a tall order. Soul satisfying. I'll see if we can do that. Okay, so tonight we're going to work with this really cool bundle. This is current, and it's on page 15 of the mini catalog that is current until the end of June. So it is right here. See, I can show you the inside of this catalog. It's on page 15. As I said, you can buy the dies separately, the stamp set separately, or you can bundle them together and save 10%. So it is $47.50 US, and I think it's a great deal because hearts, I mean, obviously you think of Valentine's Day, right? But you can use hearts for so many things. Like we're doing 2 cards tonight, and they're not Valentine's cards. So, all right. And if anyone would like a copy of this catalog, please private message me. Give me your address, and I'll be happy to get that in the mail to you, along with, oh, look at this. Oh, look at it. Hello, beautiful. So these have already been sent out to my current customers. I don't believe they've received them yet. You should be getting them, according to the company. You should start getting them the 3rd week in April, which I believe is next week. But if you have not purchased from me before and you would like a catalog and you live in the United States, please let me know, and I'll be happy to get this in the mail to you. I have some right here, right next to me. Oh, wouldn't you love to look through it? Look at all those pages. Let me see. There are 176 pages of deliciousness. Wouldn't you like to know what I have tagged? Not telling. I'm not telling you. That's how mean I am. But you can tell just from the cover. This is some beautiful product in here waiting for you to create with it. Wouldn't you like to get your hands on this beautiful paper and make a really nice card for someone you know? Somebody you know needs this hello card. Somebody you know would really smile about that. So just free for the asking. You just have to ask me, and you have to live in the United States, and I'm happy to send them. Okay, so without further ado, we want our beautiful pale papaya. Well, let me bring in some card. Let's see. We're making 2 cards tonight. I think we will start with this one. So, yeah, I did stick with the browns. This one I used the soft suede and the pale papaya. And that was it. That's all it needed, right? So kind of a fun combo. Again, this is a combo of an outfit I would wear. Yep, Tony, it's not one page, but it's the only page I can show. In fact, I don't even like to have the new catalogs near me because I get so excited that I want to show you stuff that I have been like drooling over, or that I purchased in pre-order and looks so lovely. And I'm not allowed to do that. I can show you the real products, but then I have to stop. They make me stop. It's not fair. It's torture. Well, beginning May 4th, customers can order from that catalog. And if you can't stand it and you want some new product, you can join my team, the Zoo Crew, and shop with a permanent discount of at least 20%, and start that with a shopping spree of $125 of product for $99 plus tax. And you can order clearance items, you can order pre-order items, you can order current items, you can order retiring items. It is a fantastic time to sign up because you have a huge selection of product. So with that, and again, to be in the Zoo Crew, you just need to be in the United States because everyone is welcome on my team. There's a place for everybody on my team, and we make it really fun. Okay, so we're going to make this. It's a little thank you card. I think it looks quite thankful, right? And oh, didn't get the inside made yet. In fact, if you touch this, the glue isn't even quite dry, but that's okay. It was so quick to put together. Trust me on that. I am going to also be using, ta-da, look, I feel like I am Vanna White a little bit. Ta-da! The In Color jewels. Not the Queen's jewels, but close. So they are in all of these 5 colors that we'll be talking about or have talked about this week. This is the pale papaya, and they look quite yellow, I think, on this white page, but they play quite nicely with the actual cardstock, don't they? Can you see them in the flower centers? It's a perfect thing for little flower centers. So here is what I think is kind of a cute little thank you card. We will also be using the coordinating organdy ribbon. Everyone needs a little organdy ribbon in their life. It's stunning. In fact, I think I used it on both of the cards tonight. So it's just so pretty. It feels good. It's easy to tie. Oh, thank you, Amy. Love, love, love that paper. You know it, girl. Oh, thank you for sharing, Pam. I do appreciate that. Beautiful Pam from North Carolina, my grandmother's birthplace. Isn't that cool? Such a small world. Okay, so here are all of the really cool dies. Our die sets are just, they are knocking it out of the park. So there are 15 dies. Is there a favorite? Not really. I love the little bird, but I like them all. So you get this cool bird and butterfly, and then lots of heart detail that cut out these hearts. You get one to cut out this flower. And then you get lots of different ones, and we're going to be using most of them tonight. We will not be using this one, and I didn't pull this one, but of course they're great. So, oh, and there's even a single one that can cut out this heart. So they've got you covered. A cute little XOXO. That's very fun to put in the lower corner of your cards. Amy, you know what? I'm not sure I'm supposed to be talking about that for things that are in the holiday catalog, the mini catalog. So I'll get back to you on that. And then, of course, all of these great sentiments and this long strip of hearts, which you can see I just, again, made my own DSP tonight. And this one's great. You can use these in the Stamparatus, of course. This would be a great one to use in the Stamparatus, or just freehand. I just freehanded it. I guess you'd call it freehand stamping, right? I freehand stamped that. Yes, it's easier than you think because it's not necessarily perfect. It's just the repeating part that's so fun about it. So we will be making the insert for that. Quite simple. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to show you when you have a long, or photopolymer stamps in general, the thing that's kind of cool about them is you can bend them a little bit to make them a shape that you might like. So let's say you wanted to make a swirl of hearts instead of a straight line. You can position the stamp to do just that. Sometimes you can position the sentiments, if they're long enough, to make them curve around the top of a heart or an oval, let's say. So you just curve it a little bit. See? So that's a really cool thing about them. But you need to remember that when you are sticking them to your blocks, because if I were to take this long one, it's quite difficult to take something this long and thin and stick it straight or not stretch it or pull it. So that's easily remedied. Okay, there's a tiny piece of cardstock. That is easily remedied. You just put the stamp down first. I'm going to do it this way actually. Put the stamp down and then take the block to the stamp. Okay, then it's going to be straight and not pulled and not anything besides how the stamp was made to be used. So just a little tip there. I always like to remind myself about it. Sometimes I get a little too excited and, you know, then I have to be reminded that that's not how we put the photopolymer stamps on. Okay, let's get into this. Doesn't it just look like a juicy papaya? Oh, it's beautiful. If you saw my graphic, I loved the graphic that I used, but I will tell you, when I was looking for graphics, this is a little off color, so if you have sensitive ears, then you need to put them away for a minute. So when I was looking for pictures of papaya, there were a lot of pictures where the papaya was like sliced in half. That brings up, what can I say? I just can't really say anything besides what it looks like. It's not fitting for a scrapbooking advertisement. Let's just put it that way. So I was glad I found one that wasn't quite so made you do a double take. Okay, I'll stop now. I'll stop now. So what I'm doing with this is, pretend I didn't say anything, is I am just doing a 180 every time with the stamp. And then just flipping it back and forth so that the hearts, oh, that doesn't look so good, so that the hearts go in both directions. Let me start that over. For some reason it got a little wonky. Now, if you wanted to do like a straight line, you can definitely use the graph paper, right? You can also start in the middle, like I'm just doing here real quickly, to, and then just work out from it, right? Oh, the other thing is, now I know why my imprint wasn't working so perfectly. I want to use the paper piercing mat. This provides our photopolymer stamps with a little something, a little squishy, something that it can really dig into, and it gives you a better image. You don't always need it, but that's what I needed for this. Yes, that was the trick. Now, I had been doing that earlier, and then I got busy, of course. You love the dies. I know. I do too. I still have a lot of creating I want to get done with this die, with these dies. Now, I did make Valentine's with this set, but then didn't really stop using it after that because I realized oh, well, I love tons of people. And so I just use this. Hearts are actually great to have in your crafting stash as a theme. Okay, so every time I'm just flipping it, and guess what? If I didn't flip it one time, it doesn't matter. It's going to take a trained eye to even realize that. Okay, and then I'll just do this side. I am not lining them up. I'm not necessarily alternating them. The stamp just goes slightly over the margins. So, and I'm sorry if my hat's getting in the way. You kind of have to be over the top of it to do the best impression. But remember, a lot of our design is going to be over this too. So if there's a part that looks better than the other one, then that's the part you're going to show, and the rest of it's going to hide underneath the larger heart that we're going to be putting on this. Hello, Amy. Very nice to see you popping in. Okay. Almost there. We're making our own DSP again. It was so fun 2 nights ago. I think we made some 2 nights ago. Yeah. So we'll just continue on. All right. Well, that's kind of cute. So you get different impressions, and if I was very, very slow and careful with it, I could make it look all the same, but I don't want it to look the same. That's, people pay good money to have it look homemade, handmade, and we would call this, like in the grocery store world, they would call this artisan. Okay? This is an artisan card. It's not a regular card. So we want to make it look like somebody's actually hand stamped it. Okay. So this little guy, our example, I like to have our example come in if I can get them all into the camera. Now I do have, like I said, I have soft suede, a soft suede card base. All of this that I'm using is from Stampin' Up. We coordinate beautiful cardstocks with beautiful inks and ribbons. Everything's color coordinated, so it's all very easy to use, but yet there are so many colors that you never feel constrained. We've got more colors than, well, I don't know. We've got more colors than you can use in a week. Right, yeah, that's true. Okay, now I have pre-die cut tonight. I was able to get that done. I am just flicking out some of those for Kathy Strang mostly. No, I'm just kidding. You know, we're always laughing and talking about these little negative points in our die cuts. These come out really easily, so it was not too difficult. And then I just took one of the plain heart die cuts, and it's going to go in the middle there. Well, thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. It's not even finished yet, right? So, well, the second one isn't. So I also forgot to mention that with the seeds, I will be sending out the cards that I make as well. So to the same person. So if there's a card that you really, really like, make sure you share that night so you can get into the drawing. Yes. Okay, and then finally, I just have like an offcut. This is left when you are making card inserts and card bases out of your very vanilla. Don't throw those little strips away because they're cut perfectly for sentiments, just like tonight, right? So I am definitely going to use the little thank you stamp. It's adorable. And then you just stamp right in there, hopefully. Hopefully I'm doing it right. If you don't get it right, you just turn it over and try again. I want to try again. I was a little far away from it. So, sorry, we'll be bringing my hat in to view probably. There we go. That looks better. Now I am just going to, thank you for sharing, Mary Ellen, and very nice to see you, my Montana friend. Okay. Jen calls this the Lisa Harden cut, and I guess it is. This little cut on the bias. I do it so much because I guess it's easier to not make a mistake when it's on the bias than straight up and down. And I also don't like the harshness of the straight up and down sometimes. That's a lot of thought, really. Actually, I've just been doing it for years. And so then when you start crafting with new people, they say, oh, that's the Lisa Harden cut. It's cute. I'm so glad to have, so happy to have a cut named after me. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for that. Okay, I'm going to bring in some of those little flowers. And let's see here. I have die cuts off to the side. I feel like I had a large and 2 smalls. I hope the bird didn't eat it. Oh, look, here it is. I knew that. You know, I'd like to save a photographic memory. I do not. But I remembered that part. Wouldn't want to cut any extra, huh? Wouldn't want to make it easy on myself. Okay, so we're going to use... Now, it's just little simple things like this. Making your own embellishments out of cardstock just adds a little something to your cards, doesn't it? It's not hard. I made the perfect little place to put our in color gems. So I am going to take a glue dot. With these little things, I really find that unless you cut them out with adhesive sheet and make them a sticker, it's best to just use a glue dot. I feel like the glue dot's best. Now I'm going to put this on the front of this largest flower, and I'm going to stick it to the back of our heart while it's still easy to get to. And the other 2 can go on the same way. However, I guess if I get a glue dot right in the center, then I can hide it with our gem, can't I? Okay. Right. There's 1. Oh gosh. Well, Amy, if it's not carrying over, then I guess you better get it now. You don't want to be sad. Like you know, what am I going to say? I'm going to be ruthless if you call me and you're sad. On May 4th, when you can't get this bundle, I'm going to be like, remember what I said. Don't come crying to me. No. I will be selling this set in my BOGO sale. But if you really, really want it, don't count on that because I only have 1. So, and we'll have more information about the BOGO sale and how that works and when that's going to be, but it will be in May, I'll tell you that. And I have a lot of great product to sell. Okay, so there I was just choosing the side that I liked better so that I can hide the other side with our heart. Okay. And then this, isn't that pretty? I love it. You could also use Wink of Stella on the little flowers. We're going to use it later on our bird, but you can use it on the Wink of Stella as well. Okay, so first I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on this. I don't want that one. Actually, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I've got them for days. Hello, Megan. Megan, I was going to stop this and wait for you, but I decided I better go. I better keep going. There were lots of ladies here. I'm very glad to see you. Okay, maybe I want another one here, and I know that seems like overkill, but I need it for my ribbon. I'm just going to do, see, it's not tied. It's just another little ribbon technique. Just, I don't know what you'd call it. A swirl, a zigzag, a swoosh. Just an easy ribbon technique. So I'm just going to start. For me, I start on the right side. You might start on the left side. Leslie, the top you have on today is strips of pale papaya. Cajun Craze and Night of Navy. Oh, we're going to put that together when we finish this card so we can picture it. I think that sounds lovely. Now, all I'm doing back here is just arranging them on the Stampin' Dimensionals. It's okay if this one's like popping out, because once we push this down onto the card, it will settle into place. I will, however, no, those scissors weren't perfect for this ribbon. For some reason, these scissors worked better. Okay, so now I'm just going to, like I said, you can pick any spot, right? So if your stamping's a little more honky-tonk on one side than the other, then you just kind of do this. Oh, so pretty. Okay, and then where are the jewels that, as you know, I've been hoarding? This card is jewel worthy, so. Oh, Leslie, that's so funny. She's already pulled the cardstock out and checked it out. And yes, it works. I think you better make a card inspired by your top, Leslie. That would be gorgeous. And that, and then for the inside, what will we do? I think we will just, this is a very vanilla insert again. Since we have all these beautiful hearts, you could put like, thank you, you're all heart, things like that. So sweet. You could also do the strip. Maybe I'll try the strip. I would not try it if it was already inside the card, but since it's not, I'm feeling brave. I stamp this sideways because it's just easier for me. Donna, we've talked about this before. It's easier for me to, I guess, stamp the sideways sometimes than up and down like you might. Just turn the paper around. If it's better, if it feels better for you to stamp an image upside down, then do that. And if you don't like it, then guess what? You can turn it over. Remember, I forgot my little paper piercing mat. Even I do after all this time, so don't be too hard on yourself if you forget it. We do sell them. They are in the annual catalog. They are priced so reasonably. I think they're about $5. Well, thank you. Oh gosh, I'm getting very pretty card already. And we haven't even put the inside in there. What do you know? That works out great. Okay, and then just to finish this off, right? Let's put an insert in. Soft suede would be a little tough to write on, but we will fix that. Okay, this insert is 3 3/4 by 5. It is what I prefer, generally speaking, because I just like a wider border. And frankly, I think sometimes we're always thinking about, unless it's like, if you're trying to write a letter, you just usually are going to sign it and go on your merry way, right? So there is our first card with Pale Papaya. Are you starting to like Pale Papaya? Starting to warm up to it if you weren't quite sure about it before? I am. But again, I already knew I liked it. Thank you so much, Roz. I appreciate that. All right. Well, let's bring in the second one. Let's keep this party going. This Pale Papaya party. This is going to be our second card. I did stick with brown. I used crumb cake on this one. And again, the great die cuts. And look at our little shimmery bird. I don't know if you can tell that it's shimmery, but I have painted it a couple of times with Wink of Stella. Oh, great. Love this color combo. And then I took a couple of the die cuts and just stamped them again in Pale Papaya and put them inside. And they're on vanilla paper. So this is our next card. And, oh, thank goodness, I have the pieces done. And I wasn't quite as late to it as I was last night. Oh, man, last night I was on it. I was coming in hot last night, let's just say. But I did it, right? We still made some cute cards. Okay, so again, pale papaya card base this time with a very vanilla first card layer. And then we are again going to stamp all over the second card layer, which is going to be crumb cake with crumb cake ink. And then you can see how the rest of it goes together. It just kind of gets glued, layered, popped up on dimensionals and foam sheet. And then we can't forget that beautiful ribbon. So let's start out with stamping this cute little flower image. I'm going to stamp it in crumb cake. I tend to like to stamp tone on tone. I just feel like, I don't know, I think, what do I want to say? I just like the way that it shows up nicely on the card, but it doesn't really disrupt it. So maybe I'm thinking about that a little too much, but it's what I like. Okay, so this is just a cute little flower. Again, I kind of start in the middle because I'm going to have a little grace period, right? You can always turn it over if you do something wrong. It's not really anything wrong, but if you get a partial image or something. And then the only other thing you need to kind of think about when you're doing this kind of a pattern, unless you want it to be directional, just do it randomly. And you want, this kind of is a heart shape, right? See? And it kind of fits together because of that. So I found that when I was stamping with it, it was really kind of easy to know how to space it. And anyway, so there's not a lot of thinking about it. It's just a great feeling. Just putting that ink to paper, right? This is the easiest way to grow flowers that I know of. Okay, so it looks like I'm getting a little bit of a space in there. That might be where my heart is. Oh gosh. Hey, Nancy, it was so nice for you to pop in. Feel free to watch the replay. Yes, you're going to be watching a replay. I love it. Have a great meeting. Okay, let's see here. Nancy, are you going to On Tour? She might already be gone. Are you going to On Tour? If you are, it's fantastic. It's super fun. So On Tour was the latest demonstrator-only event that we are all currently going to. I think mine was really early. It was like on the second night. And Donna already went to hers. I bet Donna's was the first night. Anyway, it was really fun. And so you get to do a lot of fun things like that when you sign up to be a discount shopper. So if you are kind of jonesing for a larger or a different or more stamping community, I really suggest that for you, because you can get into lots of demonstrator-only websites and lots of special trainings or just fun events that are for demonstrators only. Stampin' Up! Treats its demonstrators very well, I think. Okay, I think we're finished. Very pretty, very little mismatched space, and so my heart's going to go right there, or maybe right there. Doesn't matter. With this one, it's a very forgiving, right? Because the flowers are not directional. Okay, so now I need a sentiment. So Sent with Lots of Love. I still really like that one. So, and it fits our card really well. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I choose the sentiment to fit the image. It's not necessarily the sentiment that I need. It's the sentiment that's going to look good on the card. But the cool thing is, we have lots of great sentiments. Yes. Oh, Kathy, you're having your On Tour event on the 20th. Oh, I won't ruin it for you. But it's really fun. Yeah, it was such a nice night. And my, two of my teammates attended at the same time with me. And so we were texting back and forth. And we were together even though we weren't together, you know? It was nice. Okay, now I'm going to do, let's see here. I need this. Let's put the bird together. The bird goes together so slick. Of course, you're going to use a glue dot for the wing. But isn't it cool that the die cut's so detailed? It's so cute. And don't get too worried about where you place the wing. You can place it almost any direction and it kind of looks like good. You can either make it look like the bird's resting or the bird's flying. I don't mean any direction. The big fat part goes up towards the bird's face. Oh, that glue dot didn't come off there. Denise, I had fun too. I felt like we were together even though we're miles apart. I hope it was a nice break for you. Okay, and then my bird's just going to be kicking it. Not getting ready for flight necessarily, just hanging out. Now you could put a rhinestone there, but I find it makes the bird look a little creepy. Just giving you a heads up. But the nice thing with the rhinestones is you can pull them off of your designs really easily. So lots of times I might place one and then I might think that I, need it to be somewhere different. You just pull them off, especially if you have the take your pick tool. Very easy to do that. Sherry, you say you enjoyed it last night. Yours was last night, or is that what you're talking about? If so, very cool. And hello, glad to see you. Okay, now with this, I'm going to do just a little extra. I'm going to add a little bit of, shading to it by using our blending brushes. You get 3 of these in a package for $12. And I've used other brushes, and I used the original ones that were about $12 a brush, not $12 for 3. And I in all honesty, I prefer these better. I think the brushes are nice, the bristles are nice and close, right? They wash up really easily. Like basically you just have to run warm water through them and most of the ink comes out. But the thing is, if you don't want to clean them very often or ever, let's be honest, you don't need to. You just rub it on your grid paper or off to the side on some scrap paper until it kind of runs clear. And then you go in for another color. And I don't have 40 or 50 of these brushes. I have about 6 or 7. And I use one for yellows, one for reds, one for oranges, one for really dark neutrals, and so on. And then I just replace them when they get kind of beyond repair. But I have yet to replace any of them. I want to find, okay, I need a little scrap paper. Remember this from the other night? So I am going to use it as the base, the place where I can put my fingers. When you are ink blending, sometimes it takes a little while for the ink to dry. And if you put your fingers on it, you can leave fingerprints in your ink. That's going to be kind of hard to do on this one because it's so detailed. But also, I really don't want my fingers to be totally covered in pale papaya. Unless I'm eating it, I think I'll just leave it on the paper. So since this is already cut out, you just kind of want to make sure you go with the cuts so that you don't tear it. But you can give it a fair amount of pressure because those bristles are so soft and responsive. Look at that. Millions of bristles in there, I tell you. I don't know how many are in there, but I'm thinking it's millions. All right, so then you can't really tell necessarily, unless you compare it to the paper, that you've kind of, I want to say enriched it, right? And then you can really see all of the difference when you put it up on the vanilla. So we will do that. Now I did not put adhesive sheet on this one. That's okay. I'm going to do my lazy trick. You can use sponges and all that stuff, but here's what I do. I make sure this is running just a tiny bit. And then with the tiniest amount of pressure, I just run it over the paper and it really just kind of drags this tiny amount if it works out right. If it doesn't, yeah, It's just paper, but it works out right most of the time. Okay, this is very easy to figure out how to space this because it's really the perfect shape, right? It was made to work together. So there we go. Okay, now we are coming together here. We need a little more of our ribbon. And I am going to put this down with some Seal Plus, right? You're starting to see the cast of characters don't change much from night to night. Seeing some Seal Plus. I'm going to take this paper piercing mat out. And I am going to run this. So I have put Seal Plus on the back side of this so that I can look at the front and arrange this ribbon and stick it down without having to turn it over and then getting it possibly crooked. Okay, I will go ahead and glue this to our vanilla card base now, since it's already partially sticky. All right. Oh, we're liking this card. I appreciate that. Now, if you happen to be watching me on replay on Facebook or on YouTube, first of all, welcome. I appreciate you. And I hope you're enjoying what you're watching. And if you are, if you have not done so, I would be so appreciative if you would like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. It is my goal to have 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of August. I'm a few short of 300, but we're going to get there, right? One crafter at a time, because not so long ago I had none. So I'm okay. We're going to get there, but we're going to get there by onesies, twosies, by people like you saying, yeah, you know, I like this girl. She's kind of crazy, but she has some fun cards. Or whatever you say about me. See, I don't always know what the dialogue is. Probably thankfully. So anyway, if you're enjoying it, I would really appreciate that. It helps me know what you like or don't like. And so it is a factor when I'm deciding on what things to show to you. So I only know if you tell me, or if no one watches a particular thing, then I know that I'm not going to do that thing again. So anyway, I need your feedback. So I appreciate that. And so many of you are so good at it. So this is not in any way like asking for the same thing over and over again. But I know that somebody right now is watching and they're new to this whole Stampin' Zoo thing. First of all, I don't want you to feel intimidated. Please comment and let me know you're here. Let me know if you're a first-time stamper, if you've never stamped a thing. I love to know these things about you. I want to know where you live, or, okay, that sounded like a stalker. No, you can tell me in general where you live and what things you like. You can tell me anything you want me to know. Okay, so with that, yeah, I don't have time to stalk anybody, so don't be scared. And frankly, I'd rather just sit here and make cards. So I am going to pop this up as well, and I'm going to do that with foam sheets. I feel like our foam sheets are the very best thing, especially when you're trying to pop up a long, thin sentiment. I love them for like 100 other things, but these are basically dimensionals that haven't been punched into a dimensional, okay? So you can run them through the die cutting machine with a die on top of them and basically make a dimensional that's the exact same size as your image. So that is really where they shine. But like if you are cutting out letters, die cutting letters, like we have this beautiful die set of letters called Playful Alphabet. If you are cutting those out and you pop them up on these adhesive sheets, it's a game changer. They look fantastic. So this, I like to put the long, thin ones on a foam adhesive sheet because they won't get crushed in the mail. It's so easy for something so thin to just get kind of crunched. Believe it or not, the mailman does not handle this with kid gloves, right? Sometimes they probably kick the cards. I'm just going to say it. They probably kick the cards when they're really mad or something. So you want to make sure that your card isn't the card that gets munched. No, I can't ever see my mailman doing that. But somebody else's mailman might. If you're a mailman, I apologize. Just go along with the story. Just for comedic effect. Okay, so I'm just tying this around the center, and then I'm going to take your pick tool again. See why it doesn't get very far? Notice I hardly ever lose the take your pick tool, right? Because it's basically my left hand. Then I'm sliding it underneath the heart so you can't see the knot. Sometimes you want to see the knot, sometimes you don't. That does a couple of things. It hides the knot, but it also helps the ribbon lay down because this ribbon's really lightweight, right? So then I'm just going to give it the old Lisa Harden cut and pop this up on our card base. Oh, and we need our beautiful bird and the inside, but we're almost there. Such a fast one, isn't it? It does not take a lot of time or supplies to send somebody some happy mail. And if you're wondering how people react when you send them a card, just think about how you react when you get a card in the mail, right? What do? You smile. I know you do. Because that's our normal reaction, is like, oh my gosh, someone thought about me today. And isn't it funny how sometimes the days you get the cards are the days you need them the most, right? Sometimes it's like divine intervention. So it's just a card, but then it's not just a card, okay? Just keep that in mind. That's why we always say make a card and send a card, because both parts are magical. Both parts are magic. Okay, and the final piece, without me getting too philosophical, but it is true. So the final part, back to the card, is I'm going to paint the little birdie. Last time I painted it before it was put down, and then I was afraid that I was going to run my hand through. There's nothing to hold on to. I was afraid it was going to ruin the wink of Stella. So this time, look, I'm learning. Old dogs learn new tricks all the time, especially in this craft room. Okay. Oh, it's so sweet. Now all I need are, let's see, I just have one of those little inserts that I put in the other one. One is perfect. One works. I know, Mary Ellen, they do. They give you a little lift. I have never once, I swear this to you, I have never once went to the mailbox, gotten a card out, and immediately said, what is this crap? Another card? Are you kidding me? Never. I have never said that. And you know what? I never will. All right, with that, I have 2, 3, no, we have 4 tonight. Woo! Look at this girl. She's on fire. 4 beautiful cards that I'm going to be sending out to some of you. So sometimes you feel like a knot, sometimes you don't. That's from Cheryl. I didn't make that up. Here are our beautiful cards tonight. Don't you love how Pale Papaya plays with our neutrals? Really, it's like a little pop. And I think that our neutrals is the perfect thing to use to really let the Pale Papaya jump out off the paper, right? I wanted to bring those down so you could kind of see them. So with very simple, simple stamping, well, not simple stamping, but you know what I mean. Very simple techniques and some beautiful product, you can create these very same cards, okay? So I thank you so much for coming to watch tonight, my favorite in color, Pale Papaya. But you know what? We still have one more color, and obviously it is Evening Evergreen. So we will be showcasing Evening Evergreen tomorrow night. And then I will be telling you who has won my little Jolt of Spring seed packets. Okay, so until then, if you haven't signed up for my email, please run over and do that. Run over with your fingers on the keyboard and do that, because I'm going to be sending out tonight's email probably in 45 minutes. So I want to give you a little time to be signed up for it. And then you're off to the races. And my email is where you're going to find all great information about my classes and specials and anything cool to do with Stampin' Up. That's where you're going to find out about it, okay? All right, everyone. I will see you tomorrow night.